Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
This is the Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
The best I've ever seen.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
And I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show. And it's been a little while since we've done a show.
Yeah.
And we thought with the Oscars kind of looming next weekend, it would be a good time to do a show. Talk about who we think is going to win.
And next weekend?
I think it is. I think it's next Sunday. The 9th.
I didn't realize it was coming up that fast.
Yeah. So it's a good thing we're...
Well, it's a good thing we're doing it tonight then.
Exactly.
Maybe next week we can do a recap.
Yeah, we'll do a recap. We'll see how we did on our picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is good. And we saw a bunch of these movies. We saw a few of them together.
Yep.
And we've been talking about some of them. Some of them I haven't seen.
No, I think I've seen 4 of the 9 nominees.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. And I really like 3 of them. One I didn't care for. We'll get into that.
All right.
What do we want to? You want to just start off right at the top?
Yeah, let's
Best Picture.
Let's talk about Best Picture and see what we think is going to be Best Picture.
Yeah.
And then the 9 that they nominated were Ford versus Ferrari, The
I
Irishman.
want to see that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be
I hope
good.
BF gets that.
Jojo Rabbit,
I don't think I want to see that.
which had some buzz. Joker, which we've seen several times. Between the two of us, we've seen it 10 times now.
Yeah, I know. I bet.
Little Women, Marriage Story.
Little Women got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
there's a lot of good buzz on that. 1917.
I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah.
Alex saw it. He really liked it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which we saw.
Yep.
And Parasite, which hasn't come anywhere near us, not that I know of.
And Parasite's the foreign language one.
Right.
All right.
So those are nine movies. They've expanded. It used to be what, like 5 movies that were nominated?
Yeah. There's actually a big stake because the reason they expanded it is because a lot of people were mad that The Dark Knight was not nominated for Best Picture. And I think a lot of the Academy voters were kind of like just snobs about it, saying, you know, a superhero movie shouldn't be nominated for Best Picture. But Heath Ledger was nominated and won for supporting actor for playing the Joker. And so next year they expanded it to 10. And then there's another big stink because then Avatar was nominated and people didn't think it should have been nominated. So it was just like there was a couple of years where the Academy just couldn't get it right. You know, people were just angry.
Yeah.
So. All right.
So now it got expanded. It got expanded to 10, and then they cut one out and made it 9.
It can be up to 10.
Oh, up to 10.
It doesn't
okay.
have to be. It has to be at least 5, but it can be up to 10.
Oh, that's good.
So.
Well, that's good because I think a lot of movies, it'll give the opportunity to some movies that wouldn't normally have been recognized.
Right.
You know, for instance, I was going to say, like Marriage Story. I mean, I don't know. Marriage Story definitely could be nominated. Could make the top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad some of these movies made it, and it gives some recognition to some other people. Now, so you said you saw 4. You saw what? Irishman, Joker.
Yep. Marriage Story, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep. Those are the ones I saw too.
Which one did you like the best of the four?
You know, I don't know. I was talking about this I kind of liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I can't say I didn't like the Joker because I did like the Joker
You
too.
know I'm gonna say Joker.
Yeah.
Without question. Joaquin Phoenix's performance is amazing. You know, I mean, it's just, he's so crazy in that movie.
And the whole movie itself, it just has this feel about it. Almost like, I was thinking about this, it almost has like a smell to it. Like you could almost, you know, it's palatable, the atmosphere that they created for this. So that movie really deserves to be. I mean, even if it had been, the field had been down to 5,
I still think
that should have been one of the
it
5.
still would have been nominated, I feel.
I think it would be really hard to not have that.
I don't think The Irishman would have made the top 5.
No, maybe not.
No. I think Marriage Story probably would have. And I think Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would.
1917 won the Golden
1917.
Globe, right?
Yep. And Parasite won the Best Ensemble at the Screen Actors Guild. So those would probably, I'm guessing those would probably be the 5. Who are we leaving out?
Well, we're leaving out Ford versus Ferrari,
Okay, that's tough.
which we haven't seen yet.
No.
Neither one of us has seen that one, but we want to see it. Did it come to BF?
No.
Did we miss it?
I don't think so.
I was going to take Jake to see it, and he ended up seeing it before I got to bring him.
What do you think?
He liked it,
Yeah.
but he's kind of a car guy,
Yeah.
so that didn't surprise me. Little Women, which is kind of a remake, but it's Greta Gerwig, who's now becoming pretty well
Recognizable.
regarded. Yeah,
She's the star? Or
No.
she's the director.
right.
Right.
And
There
I
was a big stink about that too, about her not getting nominated.
Oh, as best director?
Did she? Because she didn't for the Golden Globes.
I thought she might have been
Maybe she did.
director. No, she's not.
I think it's All Men, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. They made a big deal about that.
I'm trying to remember the movie that she made that came before this. It was
June? No, what is it? Lady Bird?
Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember you telling me you really liked that.
I did. It was really good. And I like Greta Gerwig even as an actress before that. So
Oh, she is an actress too?
yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
So yeah. So that's
So yeah, you would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I think I liked it the best.
And I would say Joker. And you know what? I don't think either one of them are going to win.
You think it's going to be 1917?
I do.
Huh. I'm surprised because I really didn't think that got reviewed so great.
No?
But people, I guess people seem to like it, and Golden Globes liked it. It's now. Do you know about this? It's what's his name? Roger Deakins is the cinematographer, and it's all one.
I heard, yeah.
Well, what would you call it? One camera shoot.
Like one frame.
Yeah, exactly. That they ran around in back of these guys for the whole movie. You know?
I bet that's interesting to watch.
Yeah,
Me and Alex are actually going to go see it when it comes to BF. You should come with us.
yeah. I'd like to see that,
So wrong. It looks like it was one shot.
but it isn't.
Of course not.
But it's made to look like one shot.
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine it'd be hard to make a movie that way.
Top 5, I haven't seen it, but I think Jojo Rabbit probably would have made top 5 for Best Picture. It's Taika Waititi, who's got nominated for Best Director as well, and Scarlett Johansson's in it. It's
She's
about
nominated for supporting actress for it.
Yeah.
And she's nominated for actress
for something else too.
for Marriage Story.
Yeah.
As she should.
I thought she was good in Marriage Story.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like the part when she kind of turned into the bitch though. You know, when she's like, let's let the courts play it out, and then he ends up hiring what's his face,
Oh yeah.
Ray Liotta.
Right.
Who was his lawyer before?
I didn't recognize him right off the bat.
I didn't either. And then I heard him talk. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I hope he doesn't really look like that. I hope they just made him look like that.
I'm glad he got a part like that too, because you know you and I have talked about this before. We like Ray Liotta,
Excellent actor.
and he hasn't been doing much in a while. He's been doing some kind of commercials, I've noticed.
Yeah.
So I love it that they got him in a high-profile movie like that. It got him doing something different than what he normally plays. He normally plays like a cop or
Like a bad guy.
a bad guy, and he's I think he's very capable. I
He's
think
very,
he can do a lot.
very versatile.
Yeah.
Very versatile.
So all right, so So you like Joker the best. We think 1917 is probably going to win.
I mean, like I said, Parasite just won the best ensemble, which that really surprised me. That kind of surprised me that it was even nominated,
Yeah.
because I think they only do 5.
I wonder what else got nominated for ensemble.
Hold on a second, I'll tell you. I just had it.
And Jojo Rabbit has had buzz since I had it in my book and on my list since the summertime, since it actually since they released it.
Where the hell is it?
So I've been looking forward to that one. I don't know, Little Women. It's kind of a remake. I think this one got well reviewed, but it seemed to me it wasn't that long ago that they made a Little Women. Winona Ryder was in it.
Yeah, Kate Winslet was in it.
It's probably been done 4 or 5 times by now. It's probably like what's the other one that was Star is Born? Star is Born. I think there are 4 versions of it, if not more.
Oh wait, I'm on Oscar nominations. Shoot, I forgot. I changed. Let me go back. I was gonna say I can't find it. I just had it.
Parasite's another movie that's been on my lists too for a while to go see.
I can't watch that.
No?
I can't do subtitles.
Uh,
All right, here we go. Outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. The winner was Parasite. Nominees were Bombshell, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, wow, and Once Upon a Time in America. No
Huh.
Joker. So they don't have Joker in the top 5.
well, as far as the cast goes, they didn't really have a lot of cast. It's a pretty
Yeah, that's-
singular movie, The
That's
Joker.
true too.
Even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is basically,
Just the 2 of them.
for the most
Well,
part.
Margot. she's
Yeah,
kinda-
Margot Robbie's in it
Yeah.
too.
But Bombshell, that surprises me that Bombshell would have made it over Joker, even though there isn't like a great ensemble.
Well, they've got the 3 women, right? They've got the 3 women. They had
You got what? Kidman, Margot Robbie, and Charlize Theron.
right.
Is that right? And then you got Connie Britton's in it too.
Plus whoever they're playing off of, because doesn't one have to play Roger Ailes, and then there's somebody else that's Rupert Murdoch in the movie.
I know John Lithgow. It's probably John Lithgow and Malcolm McDowell play the 2 of them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Malcolm McDowell in something in forever.
No.
He was great in A Clockwork Orange.
Right. Kind of made his career, and now he's kind of died out.
All right, so
Well, all right.
do you want to hear other winners as we go? What do we have next?
Oh, well, lead actor.
Lead actor, okay.
So we got Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, which is a Pedro Almodovar movie. He's one of my favorite directors, Spanish director. Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leonardo DiCaprio is always good. Adam Driver for Marriage Story, which is great. He really kind of stepped it up for that. Joaquin Phoenix for The Joker. And Jonathan Pryce for Two Popes. And Jonathan Pryce is always good. He's a quality actor or whatever. But I think this one's pretty much,
A lock.
I think it's a lock. I can't imagine how
I do too.
somebody beating. I said it after we saw it. I said, I can't imagine somebody's going to be able to beat him out for that.
Well, remember I texted you because I looked it up, and they had Adam Driver as the overwhelming favorite. And I watched it, and I was like, he's great in Marriage Story. I mean, he's definitely carries that movie. I mean, Scarlett Johansson's good too, but I think he's better in it. And but Joaquin Phoenix is Joker. Period.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine someone else. Okay, we talked about this before. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix. Rank them.
Wow. Well, I love Jack Nicholson. I don't know. It's hard. After this one,
I gotta go Nicholson 3, Heath Ledger 2, Joaquin Phoenix 1. Because I didn't think anybody would beat Heath Ledger.
right?
And then you see Joaquin Phoenix and you're like, Jesus, this guy is crazy. You know? And that's the other thing too, which makes this movie like stand out so much more is there's no like good guy. Like there's no Batman fighting the Joker. It's just him being freaking crazy. You know? And it works,
It does.
you know?
I think they're different too. Like we're thinking about different times too. You know, Jack Nicholson, when he was playing the Joker, he was playing it in
Tim Burton's
Tim
movie.
Burton
Yeah.
movie, and it was kind of cartoony.
Yeah, it was almost like he was supposed to be funny in a way.
Yeah, like the comic book.
Yeah. And then
So I can't put him down for that. He's
no,
Jack
he
Nicholson.
was doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, and he was great. He was absolutely he was great for that particular thing. Heath Ledger
With Christopher Nolan.
in the Christopher Nolan just took it up a notch and was just great.
Yeah.
He was evil.
Yeah. And then while
This guy is not necessarily evil though. I wouldn't consider this an evil portrayal. It's
no,
really,
mentally ill, you know. Excuse me.
But boy, he really. I'd be surprised. He just knocks your socks off in this movie. If you people haven't seen it, and it's different. It's a different take on the Joker too. It's not what you would expect going in. It's
No.
not comic booky.
No.
Not at all.
All right, so listen to this. You read the 5 nominees for actor again?
Right? Antonio Banderas
Yep.
for Pain and Glory. Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was really good in this movie.
Yep.
Adam Driver in Marriage Story, probably the best performance of his career.
Oh yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's just finally capping it after so many good performances.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Pryce.
The Screen Actors Guild were Joaquin Phoenix, Christian Bale for Ford versus Ferrari, Leonardo DiCaprio, Adam Driver, and then Taron Egerton in Rocketman.
Oh.
So there are 2 different ones. All right, so what do you got for actress?
Well, and they picked Christian Bale, who I think is great in anything he does.
I like Christian Bale a lot. I was kind of disappointed to see that he wasn't nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
He has one. He won for The Fighter,
Supporting actor, right?
yeah, years ago.
I
Well, I
think-
thought if he was going to be nominated, I think he would have been in the supporting acting category for Oscars because I think him and Matt Damon are like both kind of like the supporting role.
Right. Nice. I just picked up a movie by him. I haven't seen it yet, The Machinist.
I haven't seen that either. I
Oh,
heard-
after I watch it, I'll give it to you.
okay. I heard it's good.
Yeah.
It's
That's
old.
Christian Bale. Yeah, I'm kind of
Exactly.
like, I love him. The lead actress, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, how do you say the Saoirse Ronan, Little Women, Charlize Theron in Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy.
I think this is the same exact. Oh no, it's not. Renee Zellweger and Judy, Cynthia, whatever, and Harriet, Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story. This was the one that surprised me. Lupita Nyong'o for Us.
Oh.
That's really surprising to me. And then Charlize Theron. So 4 of the 5.
Who do you think's going to win that?
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely the favorite.
I was going to say, they have this woman nominated, an African-American actress. I thought they're probably leaning toward, they want to give out some awards, but Renee Zellweger is playing Judy Garland, who was like a Hollywood favorite.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it does.
And she looks like her.
Does
When
she?
when you see pictures of her, it's kind of like stunning. She looks like Judy Garland.
Wow.
So yeah, I think she's going to win that too.
I do too.
All right, what about supporting actor? We got Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci, also in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He's gonna win.
You think he's going to win?
Brad Pitt's gonna win.
Now, why do you think he's going to win? You think he's going to win because they want to give him an award because he hasn't won an Oscar?
He does actually have an Oscar, but
He
it was
does?
for producing
Oh,
12 Years a Slave. And that's what actors that can't win an Oscar for acting do. They produce a surefire Oscar favorite. That's what Ben Affleck did with although he should have probably won the director for Argo.
Argo,
but he
right.
didn't even get nominated. And he won all the awards for Best Director leading up to the Oscars, and then he got snubbed. But he won for Best Picture, as did George Clooney, won for Best Picture for that as well. You know, so that's, I mean, Clooney has an acting Oscar for Syriana. But yeah, I think
you think it's going to be Brad Pitt? Do you think he deserves it though? We saw it.
Yes.
And we loved it. I mean, we loved him. We thought it was a
do.
great role for him, and he made the most out of it.
All right.
I'll make a case for somebody else though. You know who? Al Pacino in The Irishman. Now I know we've all seen a lot of Al Pacino, and Al Pacino's got an Oscar and everything, and hoo-ha! But
Yeah, that was such an over-the-top performance, though. You know, it's like he was trying to win an Oscar. You know, it's like that movie was made for him to win an Oscar.
and I went into The Irishman thinking, oh, it's going to be De Niro, and I thought Al Pacino was going to play a more minor role, but he really knocked it out of the park. I mean, he took playing Jimmy Hoffa, and he didn't try to do an imitation. I didn't feel like he was making an imitation, but I thought he was really good. I think he was the best of those three. And poor Robert De Niro, I think he's the lead in the movie. He's the lead guy, but he's not asked to do anything. He's asked to carry the film, which he does. And Pesci has a really nice low-key role in the movie. Pacino really got to eat up the scenery a little bit as Jimmy Hoffa, and I think he did great. Anthony Hopkins, who I love, Anthony Hopkins, nominated for something. He could win for anything.
Yeah,
in my
Anthony
book.
Hopkins is great.
And Tom Hanks could win for anything. I mean, you didn't get a chance to see that when it came to Bells Falls, did you?
No. My one issue is all the other four actors have Oscars.
Oh.
You know, and Brad Pitt doesn't. And Brad Pitt's like a really big household name. He's the biggest star on that list right now. You know, I mean.
And he does a great job, so we can't put him down for this performance.
No, I honestly think they're gonna take that into consideration. You know, Tom Hanks has 2 Oscars, Pacino has an Oscar, Pesci has an Oscar,
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins has an Oscar.
Like, it almost would be as good as Tom Hanks was. And if you haven't seen this, Tom Hanks is great as Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
He could win this award for that. He's that good. But the Brad Pitt was really great too. We walked out of that theater when we saw it, and we were like, "Wow, he was."
Yeah, and it didn't feel like it was almost 3 hours long.
Right.
It went by really fast. You know.
Unlike, I mean, because the big comment for that was that it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was long. They said the same thing about The Irishman. The Irishman almost felt long
It
to
did feel
everybody.
long. I watched The Irishman over a span of 3 nights because it was like 3.5 hours long, and that's, you know, we've talked about it. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
That's a big commitment. You know, that's a night. You know, it's like if you want to watch it and like pay attention and stuff, that is a complete commitment for the evening. You know.
I did do it in one sitting, but I mean, I stopped it and went to the bathroom and I
Right.
got up and everything. But I did watch it all in one night like I wanted to.
I did.
All right, what about supporting actress? We got Kathy Bates. She's always great. Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, which we haven't seen, but we know Scarlett Johansson. Florence Pugh in Little Women. I don't know. I don't know the actress, and I haven't seen the movie. And Margot Robbie for Bombshell.
I like her. I don't think she's gonna win, but I like her.
No.
She's a cutie.
Kathy Bates was very good in Richard Jewell.
Oh,
Oh, you saw that?
I did.
That-
Good movie, recommend it.
Yeah.
yeah. Kathy Bates is always good.
It's Kathy Bates, so you pretty much know what you're getting in for.
Yeah.
And Richard Jewell is a Clint Eastwood movie, and
Yeah.
he's always good as a director.
I was kind of surprised that movie wasn't nominated for more.
I saw somebody picked Laura Dern for Marriage Story.
She won.
and she was hard. I mean, as a lawyer,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I pick her.
Yeah. Definitely.
And she doesn't have an Oscar yet, and she's had a couple of good performances now.
Yeah. We're just about out of time, so let's get director.
All right, let's do director here. Martin Scorsese for The Irishman.
Yep.
I don't know. Martin Scorsese got an Oscar a few years ago. I don't know if he'll get one. Todd Phillips for The Joker. Sam Mendes, 1917. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Wow. What do you think?
I personally think it's going to be Sam Mendes.
Yeah?
1917. I want it to be Todd Phillips. You know, because this is not a Todd Phillips type of movie. You know, we're talking about the guy that directed The Hangover, you
Yeah.
know, and Road Trip. You know, this is like he really went out on a limb, and I feel like he should be rewarded for that because it was an excellent movie. But I really think it's going to be Sam Mendes.
Yeah, for 1917.
Yeah, or the guy that did Parasite.
You think he would? You think they would do that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe,
I think
huh?
it is going to be Sam Mendes, though.
Quentin Tarantino hasn't won an Oscar.
Not for directing. He has
Yeah.
2 original screenplay Oscars, which I believe he's nominated for again.
Yeah, I don't see them giving it to Martin Scorsese. I wonder if they could surprise us by giving it to Quentin Tarantino.
I would love it because his acceptance speeches are fun. He gets all excited like a little kid, you know?
And he did a great job with this movie.
did.
We really liked it when we saw
I mean,
this
it
movie.
wasn't Pulp Fiction,
No,
but it's pretty darn good.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to say Sam Mendes.
Well, yeah. I can't imagine they're going to surprise us with Todd Phillips.
Probably not.
Even though I agree with you. I think he did a tremendous job.
I think
we haven't seen 1917, so I don't know. But
I think his reward was being nominated, you know,
yeah,
unfortunately.
that might be enough right there.
Yeah, we are running out of time, so
All right, so we won't get to screenplay or anything, and I think we talked
I
about.
mean, we can do part 2.
We could do part 2 after this, yeah. All right, so let's just recap before we go.
Yeah.
And best foreign film, we think it hands down is going to be Parasite, just
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
mood
absolutely.
of stuff. Okay, so we said best picture. We think it's good. Think it's going to be 1917.
1917.
Lead actor Joaquin Phoenix. Lead actress, we're picking Renée Zellweger. Supporting actor Brad Pitt, and supporting actress Laura Dern. And best director, we're saying Sam Mendes. We think that's what.
That's some pretty big names right there.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, Brad Pitt.
Sam Mendes did American
Beauty. He
American
won.
Beauty.
That was
He
his
won-
first American film, and he won Best Director. And it won Best Picture. Kevin Spacey won Best Actor. So yeah, this has been our episode of the Best Pictures this week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. We'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.